Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of How to Make Your Partner and or Step-Parent Orgasm. This is episode 7 out of a 26-part series. This got up as hot as fuck, so I'm going to change out of it. However, if you're new here, my name is LTI, and you're watching the How to Orgasm channel.
Hey, have you heard about the MP5? What about the MP5K? If not, then you're probably a woman who ended up here watching too many makeup tutorials at 2 in the morning. Or you're a man that wears a Labubu on their backpack. Irregardless, despite its popularity in films of the 80s and 90s,
I have a machine gun.
every Call of Duty game ever made, and a crap ton more of cinematic media, its popularity in reality seems to have dwindled. This is largely due to the fact that firearms technology has advanced since the creation of the MP5 in the mid-1960s. While modern accessories do exist for the MP5, people seem to prefer other PCCs. Most substitutes like the AR-9, the MPX, the Kuna, they all look kind of like dog shit and perform just as good or worse than most reputable MP5 clones. Now, I understand that how a gun looks doesn't really matter at all, but some of these guns, I mean, god damn, man, come on. Like, what is this? Where do I hold this? But I understand why, because the barrier of entry to get an MP5 is pretty ridiculous. The price of an MP5 clone alone, like a Mac 5K, is about $1,300 and it comes with 2 mags, which aren't that great, so you're probably going to want to upgrade them. How much is a genuine HK mag? Well, for a 30 rounder, it's about $85. You want to mount an optic on your MP5? That's going to cost another $100 just for a small, low-profile pick rail. But you bought an MP5 because you want to be practical and aesthetic. But those aesthetics come with a price. If you want a straight 30-round mag, it's going to be $237.95, buddy. How does $200 for a straight mag make any goddamn sense? That doesn't make sense. Oh, you want a retractable buttstock? Guess what? $939.95. Go fuck yourself. Alright guys, so we're here in the desolate woods, probably Vietnam, circa 1970. But anyways, we got something special today. We have the MP5K with a super safety. So we're just going to go over some of the things that are added on this thing. For our suppressor, we will be using the Dead Air Wolfman in its full configuration. I will not be using the wipe. I know it doesn't look as good as the short configuration, especially on an MP5K, but it is the quietest, allegedly. And as you can see there, we have the tri-leg adapter as well. Very seamless, very nice. For the optic, we have the Gideon Mediator 2. I know it looks a bit weird, especially on this classic MP5K build. However, I did it because you can still co-witness with the diopter sights, which is very nice. For the stock, we have the Safety Harbor KES retractable stock. It's 3-position. However, I have this configured with a brace option on it. This is the Gearheadworks Tailhook Mod 1C. As you can see, it's a brace, not a stock. So if you're shooting with one hand, it puts a lot of stress off of your shoulder and goes straight to your forearm. It's pretty convenient, just not really practical. But if you ever have one arm and nothing else, hey, I guess that's pretty good. The foregrip on here is the A3 Industries angled foregrip. It's not really a vertical foregrip, as you can see there. It's offset by like 10 degrees. So technically, this is not an SBR. However, mine is because I'm stupid. And then finally, of course, the lower is an AR lower. It is from Lee Sporting. It is the safety, the 3-position safety. So you have safe there, no red, semi, red, and then super safe, which is the middle position. I don't remember if it's explicitly stated on the website, but this is a Hoffman super safety configuration. For ammunition, we will be using 147 grain subsonic ammunition in HK mags, of course, and 124 grain blazer for our non-subsonic ammo, also known as supersonic ammo. I also have this 3D printed straight mag made from PLA Pro because I don't want to spend $200 on a straight mag. So I printed this. It takes Glock springs and a Glock follower. That's what's in here. As you can see there, it did come out a bit strange. I don't think that cut's supposed to be there, but hey, you know what? We're going to try it because that's what we do here. This is less than ideal. I also 3D printed these MP5 mag inserts here. They're pretty decent. They just pop right in, as you can see there. Pop in. And they don't really move around that much. Yeah, they're pretty solid. I will leave a link in the description below, as well as probably put it up on the screen. And I'll leave a link to the MP5 straight mag as well. And it's not really related, but we do have the MH1s here, as you can see, with Elbit M24 tubes. I believe one of them is an M23. However, they're both 2600 plus FOM. The Argus battery pack, and yes, I know, I'm using Walker's razors with a Peltor arc mount. All right, you don't have to make fun of me. This is also not a bump helmet. I made the mistake of buying the Wendy Epic Specialist. I did not think that I'd ever get night vision, but here we are. We are going to be starting with the 124 grain, and this is going to be at the shooter's ear. Now I'll be shooting subsonics. All right, well, there goes 10 bucks. Let's try these straight mags. As you can see there. Oh man, this is gonna be so bad. Oh, nope. What the fuck? Well, upon the first feeding attempt, I already broke the lips. This was 100% infill too, so I don't know. I guess we'll keep trying. Oh, it clicks in way better now. Oh, look at that. It goes in way better. Holy shit, man. Oh. And yep, that's failure to feed. Oh, wow. Oh shit, that was a double feed. Whoops. We can't even repack the mags because the feed lips are gone, so this shit doesn't even want to go in. Maybe we just have to give it some super safe, huh? All right, it feeds. And yep, that's... Oh, there's one bullet. And there's two, baby. All right, we're now going to super safe this with the 124 grain supersonic ammo. Oh, I got some shit flying in my eyes. That is gassy. This thing, this shoots so smooth. Like, let me just show you. Unsuppressed. We'll be testing subsonics first. 147 grain. Pretty good. Now we are testing the 124 grain Blazer supersonic. It's actually not terrible. Wow. Damn, that shit looks spooky as fuck. Ooh. It's raining, it's pouring, and the old man is snoring and all that shit. All right. We are moving now. Hey, Peter. Thanks for watching this video. Here's some extra slow-mo footage that I couldn't figure out where to put in the video. I know it's been a long time coming. I've been busy with school, and when you're as retarded as I am, getting by academically is not that simple. YouTube isn't my job. Thank God I hate YouTube. But man, I love a good MP5K clone. Aside from the leaf sporting lower, everything else is pretty much stock. Like I didn't have to change out the extractor, which is crazy because I saw a bunch of forums saying that the Mac 5K just sucks with the super safety and that it just sucks in general, but I've had no issues. It feeds well with HK mags. It runs well with the proper ammo. Got no complaints. Feel free to send me pictures of your MP5 build or your feet or anything else in that category in my inbox and whatnot. And if you have any questions in general about MP5 builds or super safeties, or you're going through a litigious divorce, feel free to reach out, send an email or whatever. I may or may not respond in a timely manner or at all. I don't know. It depends. I hate gatekeeping information that doesn't need to be gatekept. I think it's stupid. But then again, you also have Google and the internet, so you can figure stuff out on your own, Put those data centers to good use. That was partially a joke. But anyways. And disclaimers. All right, let's see. Nothing in this video is full auto. I'm a registered sex offender in 26 states. What else? Yep, I think that's it. Always pick up your brass.